So I decided I might as well do it for my my YouTube channel as well. So let me first get started by showing you the game room, or the office. So this is where I do the recording. This is where my laptop is set up. So it's where all the podcast gets recorded. It's where the videos are gonna be getting recorded unless I for some reason I do it in the main game room, which is a huge improvement from the old house. Because at the old house I was doing my recording in front of my board games, which are all set up in the hallway or in the living room. So I would have to kind of yell at the kids downstairs, "Don't come up, I'm recording." So it was very intrusive for everybody. And this, I think, is just going to be so much better. Now, the office was actually a storage room, but it was a first size storage room. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a closet. So I'm claiming the closet as my office. But I am thrilled with it. And I'll kind of show you what it looks like here. I'll see if I can swap this around. So this is what I'm looking at. I've got my laptop. This is kind of the book where I keep all my top 9 lists that we do. My camera is just set up on the ledge here. This is in the basement. It's a bi-level, so it kind of has like that short half wall all along the basement. But that's what I look at when I'm kind of doing the recordings. And then on this side, I have my shelf. So I bought this one on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace, and I just loved how it looks with all the odd shapes and stuff. So I was super excited to get this. Now it's a little tricky to kind of like how you fill it because it's, like I said, it's all odd shapes. And then the games I've put in here, so I've put the Gloomhavens because these are campaign games that I am doing with Lee. So I didn't put that in the main game room because this is for me and Lee to do. I have my dice tower here. This was a gift that was given to me by my friend Bonnie and Keith. They 3D printed that for me for my birthday in 2019. So I love it, and I have that set up in here. I've got some Dungeons and Dragons book. My kids were showing interest at one point, so I ended up buying the books. They've kind of thumbed through it quite a bit. They really never got big into the Dungeons and Dragons, but we have it, and then it's a neat. This is my candy dish filled with dice, and I am loving it. So I got my Tansy dice in here. Now my stepson was doing fabrication in school, and he was doing metalworks, and he made me a set of dice. I have 2 big metal dices in here as well. I actually had earlier found, and I can see one over here, or is that just a, oh no, that's not, but I have like a Falcon dice in here that I found when I was unpacking my makeup. But so I have just a bunch of dice. I have like poker dice as well. If you look on the bottom, like I have some D&D dices also. Most of the D&D dices are in like pouches. But yeah, so this is just my candy dish of dice. I've bought these at Melcon. From what I understand, these are like, you know, create your own adventure books, but in a board game. So I've got 2 of them. I have them here to do that. I really like my Carcassonne the Dice game just because of the meeple shaped tin can it comes in. That's great. So I've got that here. I've got Steampunk Rally here because I bought Steampunk Rally Fusion, and I bought the Atomic Edition that also includes the original Steampunk Rally. But this particular one is the Tesla edition, so I want to keep this one here, and it's great with all the metal gears and great. This one was gifted to me for my birthday as well at Malcon, and then it's one of those that you do the scenarios, so I'm kind of saving it so I can do the scenarios. Bloater Waterdeep is in here because it really needs to be stored horizontally. I have Escape in here because when I did the unboxing, and if you've been following my channel, I've just finished doing 26 unboxing video of my entire collection. And then in this one, when I pulled this one and I tipped the game, you could hear every component move. So I got to organize this game. And then I've got like my escapes and unlock games over here. This is my badge from Gobfest that I was over at earlier this year. I have this one in here because it's in French, La Fureur du Dracula. So this is probably not one that's gonna get played a whole lot in my household. So I have it here. Jamaica, I just got this one from Our Family Plays Games. So they're still in shrinks. I want to unbox them, so I have this here. Forgotten Waters is another one that's going to be campaigns and with time stories. So I've put them here so that I can save these for me. This is my poker chip set. My Chronicles of Crimes. This is another one that when I opened it, the cards are absolutely everywhere, so I need to reorganize it. And then at the very bottom, you'll notice it's, oops, sorry. This is my laminator. And the laminator sheets are just above here for roll and writes. And then, was it the Bones Collector was saying how he laminates any game that has a score sheet in there, which I think is genius. So that's my office. So that's where I do the recordings. And I'm liking it. It's great. It has a door I can close. I'm not in anybody's way, so I'm really thrilled with that. Now let me go show you what the game room looks like. Now the game room is actually quite close. So you'll notice the game room is over here. My office is just right here. So it's very close. I've had, when I'm moving these boxes, most of the boxes I had packed them in were in like 5 cubic feet boxes. They were huge boxes, and I had 26 of them. As I mentioned, I just finished doing the unboxing videos of them. I released a video a day, and I did that a day instead of like a week because I wanted to be able to show my game room. This table I purchased on Facebook Marketplace secondhand. They had refinished it. It's a nice, solid table. This is not a gamer's table, but we were doing all of our gaming in the kitchen, at the kitchen table, which I like that table because it goes from rectangle to square. So for big games, you can spread it out and then you got a nice big table. This one doesn't do that. You have the one size, then that's it. But the table upstairs is counter height. And everybody that would come over for like long nights of gaming, after a while be like, okay, my feet are dangling, I'm losing sensation in my legs. So it wasn't the most comfortable for long time gaming. This one here is great because you got the cushiony chairs. They're shorter. It's been more comfortable, and it's great. So it's easier to kind of find folding chairs to add if you need to than when it's not a counter height one. I've got some signs that I collected or that I purchased. Oh, there's a fly. When I was at Malcolm, my friend Ashley does board game signs. She has a business called It's a Gal Sign, I believe. I'll share the comment, but this is, Eat, Sleep, Board Game, Repeat. I really like this one. And then I also have, yes, I really do need all these board games, and I absolutely adore these signs for in this room. Let me show you my walls. So I purchased these on Amazon. Now they came with thumbtacks, so you could like stick stuff to it, but I don't want to use them that way. I bought 4 sets of them, so I've got some in my office, and I've got these ones, and they're just kind of like a pressed felt, and they stuck. I just stuck them to the wall and kind of did this pattern. Me and my daughter-in-law did this, and I love how this turned out. They look like a little Catan tile or something like that, so I felt it just fit the theme really well. So I'm really thrilled at how this worked out. Then I was really kind of debating how I was going to organize my games. So I'll show you what I've done. First off is over here I have all of the party games. So these are all party type games. Then afterwards I went with all the high player count games. So these are all games that are quite like party games, but they'll play 6 or more players. And I've grouped them like in racing games. I've grouped them in like horror theme, deductions. And then I have the roll and writes, which is always high player counts. And then I have more high player counts, but then I kind of grouped the King of Tokyo's together. And I don't know if I have like a whole lot. I put all the power grids together here. Now, power grid is not a 6 and up. But Power Grid, the card game, and Power Grid Factory Manager is, so I left it there so they could all be together. Um, more games that were kind of higher player count. And then over here, I did the deck builders. So I have the deck builders, more deck builders, all my legendary series, more deck builders. And then I went into the card crafting and then the dice bag building. And the exit game here is there because it just fit perfect. It doesn't actually kind of belong really in there. Then I had kind of like card battle games. And then over here, I'm not sure what I was setting up with this one here, but now I have tile laying games. And then I did dice games. And then I think those ones were just what I had. Over on this little shelf, I've got all the 2-player only games on this top shelf here. So those are all, oops, the chair's in the way, just the 2 players only. And this Funkoverse is as well, but then the rest aren't. And this isn't a Calyx, so it's a little smaller than what the Calyx are. So I just kind of put the games that would fit. I have like dexterity games down there, and then just honestly random games. The last one here I have Neoprene Mats. I only have the 3. That's not true. I have those 3 little ones. In this corner here, I have my main mat that I'll put on the table when we play. It's 3 feet by 4 feet. And this is such a great mat. I love it. I also have back here, this is it's a 4x4 map for tanks. So it just has like a blank kind of type of terrain. You have like the tire tracks on here. It looks great. I have the Perplexus on here, which are just like puzzle balls. You have the little bead on the bottom here, and you're trying to go through the maze and not fall off. And when these first came out, I just fell in love with them. So we have a few that I had purchased. On the top, I have like organizers, card holders. I just got this werewolf coins. I'm not sure what this is about, but I love the bag. I just purchased these not too long ago, and I haven't. So it's the full pack of games set up, and they're all in shrink. Bought them secondhand. So there's 18 games here. This is another little one that I had grabbed. I have the dice trays here. This is the remote for the light. At my old house, we were having issues with it being so dim. So at this location, I bought at IKEA these lights that'll kind of go between different type of white colors, and then you can kind of set up the brightness of it so it's nice and bright in here, which is perfect. I bought this shelf, I think it was at Best Buy, and I am so impressed with this one. So it's a DVD shelf, and it's all like the shelves are customizable, so you can kind of move the shelves up and down as you want. And I like the DVD shelves for the small games. It just fits so much better than on the big Calyx. And what's great with this one is it rotates. And then you have more games on the other side. So you can put like twice the amount of game in a small area. So I'm just really thrilled with this. I might eventually kind of get another one. I tend to collect a lot of small games. Then on the top here, these are all my regular deck of cards mostly. Like Scooter Life. I have no idea where this one is from, why I have a Scooter Life deck of card, but you know, don't we all need one? And I have a travel crib board that I haven't opened yet because I've just been using my regular crib board. And this is just pretty much filled with deck of card. Now this one is not a regular deck of card. It's a game by Fundamental Games, but it's kind of that same shape, so I've put it in here for now. My meeple pillow, this is actually not mine, it's my son's. My friend had made me one for my birthday in 2018. She made me a red one, which ended up getting lost on the plane with Air Canada, and I was so upset. But she also made a blue one and a green one for my kids, so this is one of the kids' one that's in here. On this shelf, okay, so how did I organize this up here? So I've put the groupings together. So Centuries together, Near and Fars together, Villainous is together, there's Galaxies ones are together, Fallout. The Key series, I love Keyflower. So much so that I decided I want to get more Keep games, and the Keeper is the only one I've come across of so far. I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm excited to have it. Then I got the Godfathers. I've got Castle Panic and Star Trek Panic, which plays very similar, so it's the same mechanism. Then I have like all my space themed games, kind of all in this area. And then I have Space Base and Match Crow next to each other because those pretty much plays the same. Then on this shelf here, I don't know what series this one is, but they all have like the same style, and they're all numbered. So I have like 1, 7, 11, and 14. Oh, and 17. So eventually, do I want to get them all like in the same area? Maybe. But those are where I've put those ones, and I've kind of put Euro games. And then I went with trains. So I've got all the train games and Stone Age. Then over here I got my spooky horror themed games. And then Reign of Cthulhu, which is a pandemic spooky game. So then I went with the pandemic games after that. Then I have Jaws, Pay Dirt, which is kind of based on Gold Rush Alaska, Thanos Rising, Marvel United. So I kind of put all of my movie and TV series games together. And then a network about running a TV series. Vikings, which I do think is on a TV IP. And then I would put my Viking games after that. And then Architect of the West Kingdom, just because they kind of fit with the Raiders of the North Sea, right? And then I have my stock games and my bidding games. And then I have the Civilization games. And then I went with kind of like historical games. So Shakespeare, Brass, Istanbul, Legacy. Legacy is such an interesting game where you're kind of building you're building a family tree, and you're marrying off your kids to get prestige people in your family and stuff. And More 44, great game, all historically accurate to the battles of Normandy. I'm really enjoying that. On the bottom here, these are all just put, like I was done. I just put whatever's left down here. And I was like, okay, let's get this done. Then I have, Happy Salmon, the green ones are exactly the same. My mom played this game and loved it. So I ended up finding this one at a yard sale today. Now I'm impressed. I live in Acme, Alberta now. Population is 650. I had kind of resolved myself that I might be the only board game player in town, or in the village, I guess. But I just went to a yard sale and they had a bunch of Flux games, Happy Salmon, like hobby games. So I'm excited. But this one is another DVD shelf that I have, and this is all my Tiny Epic games. I have all the Tiny Epic games on this shelf. And then I have over here, these are all games that I have just purchased recently, like in the last couple of days. So I haven't kind of fit them in anywhere, so I've just put them here for now. At the top here, I have my cash flow games. All cash flow games. I have a lot of cash flow games because I used to teach stock and real estate investing, and we would do cash flow game nights as a way to train our students to learn like the investing mindset, and it was an amazing tool for that. So I played a lot of cash flow. But what's really exciting, I just bought this shelf of another 5x5 Calyx, so I have a lot of room to grow. I am super excited for this. Yeah. So at first we were gonna put one of the big shelves on here, but then we weren't because it had a thermostat on this wall. And I was like, well, we're not gonna cover the thermostat, so we'll put the smaller shelves. And when we were painting around the thermostat, it wasn't connected to anything. It wasn't actually a functioning thermostat, so we put it away. I haven't covered this one here, so I have all what I call my classic games. So the Munchkins, Carcassonne, Catan, Categories, Masterminds, like all of those type of games are down here. And then over here I have, my son has taken a couple, but I have the coffee tables, so when we're having snacks we can put that up. But yeah, so that's it for my game room. It's all unpacked now. It's all set up. I am absolutely loving with how it's turning out. And I'm so excited to play and have game nights here again and again and again. Oh, I just noticed I didn't show you guys up here. Let me show you. Um, Up there I have all my large games. So my Dice Throne, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, Castle Ravenloft, Kingdom Rush, Mansion of Madness, and then this was at the end. I just put whatever I had left kind of up and off of the floor. Because at the time I didn't have that new shelf that I can fill in. So yeah, this is it. Super excited. That was the big reveal. That's my game room. So, I'd love to hear how are you guys organizing your games. I've done by color before and it's beautiful and it looks like a rainbow. But you can't find anything. And then all the code names are separated and all the Catans are separated. So it's not practical. It looks good, but it's not practical. I've done them alphabetical, and that is probably the most practical for finding a specific game. But if you're like, hey, we're 6 players, what can we play? Then you really have to kind of dig through your app to see which game is a higher player count. I've done them by size, which is visually pleasing. I've done them by kind of put all the same publishers together as well. And this is a different way, so I'm trying this out and see how it works out. But yeah, I'm interested to see how you guys sort all your games. So leave that in a comment. And thanks for taking a tour of my new game room with me. Bye, everybody.